Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being supporters here on Patreon. It means so much to me. It means so much to AJ. We love you guys, and I really appreciate you being here. If I do decide to share this on YouTube, I love you guys as well, and thank you so much for joining in. So today I am in the new car. I will take you through it maybe in a different vlog style video, but I'm still in shock. I'm extremely grateful. I really can't believe how everything came together. And you know, it's been a process, because let me tell you how this started. This started with prayers, because my car was running so badly. I was scared, especially scared, of the tire flying off due to the problems with the control arm. And then one night I'm on the computer and I find a grant and I fill out everything, and that gets ran through our government. And so people down, you know, at the courthouse, in particular the trustee's office, they were so instrumental on helping me. And after almost 3 weeks, we understood that the Nissan was not going to run anymore, and it would need a whole engine rebuild. And we didn't really feel like that was a good option, and they found this car for me, and it just happened to work out that way. It was a child support, like, repossession on this car, and there's a lot of red tape to get through when you do something like this. So it took 2 or 3 days to get checks to the appropriate people, you know, for the trustee to disperse the money. There's many things that have to be done. So that took a little while, but I ended up getting the car last Wednesday. It's driving great. It was really dirty, so I imagine it was sitting out somewhere. I have my e-cigarette. I hate to say cigarette. I don't even know why I said that. But I could imagine that it was sitting out somewhere. Like when you pop the trunk open, around the edges and stuff was so black, around the bottom of the doors. The door jambs, like, they were black. So I worked really hard this weekend to get it cleaned out. There's still some leaves in the trunk I want to sweep out, but the car's running good. It's smelling good now. And I still need to do the stuff at the B&B to title it. But here in the state, we have 30 days. So I was able to put my other tags on this car. I have my insurance and my bill of sale and my title. All that's in the glove box. And I might try to take care of that before Christmas. If not, it'll be done the week after. So this past week, I had just been so sick. I developed this really bad chest cold, and it's really, well, Carrie was sick, Ashley's been sick, been around them. I might have given it to them, I'm not sure. But I'm not the best at being on my own yet. I'm trying, and one of the things that I failed miserably with this year was winterization of the house. So when I was sick, I was in bed, and I am rarely there during daylight hours. So I'd opened the blinds, laid back down, kind of up and down all day long. And at one particular point, I woke up and I could see the light at the bottom of the windows. So on many 20-degree nights, my bedroom was so cold, and it gave me ear infection, chest infection. Like, just really been battling illness due to that. And so, you know, you live and you learn, and I'll get better about it. Another thing that I was really bad about on my own is the car. So those exhaust issues I had messed with the engine. And I wish I would have known better. So I would have took care of it right away. Over the weekend, though, I did get a lot done around my house. So, you know, I feel like, especially after being sick, and I took off on Wednesday. I came home early on Tuesday. No, I took off on Wednesday, came home early on Thursday. And I did record some updates for you guys during that time. But when I went back and looked at them, and I was like, no way. Nobody needs me to have, like, flu symptoms and coughing and sneezing and just feeling awful on camera. Nobody wants to see that. So I took a lot of time this weekend cleaning the house, getting Christmas decorations out. I already got a lot, but I still had some. Getting things in order. Like, my bedroom had gotten quite messy, so I got that cleaned up. I've gotten things ready for Florida. I have a tub already started for stuff we want to take. I did finally make the turkey tetrazzini last night, and it was so good. Such a super recipe that I used this time. I'm not a fan of mushrooms, and I'm not a fan of celery. Those two things both go in it. But I used cream of mushroom soup, which really made it good. Like, it was so good. And what I did Thanksgiving, I cut up the turkey in, like, chunks, I guess, and little cubes, and I just put it in a gallon Ziploc, and I tossed it into the freezer. And so then I added some peas and onions, the cream of mushroom, linguine, heavy cream. We still had some of that left over that I wanted to use up. It was so good. That's actually what I had for lunch before leaving. I also put together a desk, and I was pretty nervous about it, kind of like hanging out, waiting on Laura, really. But Saturday morning, I was like, I'm gonna do this. So I put on the new Matlock, the latest episode, and I just got busy, and it took me a little over an hour, and I had to fix a couple things that I got wrong and then tighten everything down. But we did it, and we have a desk in the living room now. I did check, like, my cameras and stuff over the weekend. There's tons of vlog material, but none of it is current. So we're just gonna go current, and that is what it is. So I'm still working on Christmas. There's still so much I want to do. My mom sent me a bunch of photos and stuff of her decorations. She's got a wild looking tree this year. It's like an optical illusion. It's like teal and silver, and to me it looks like it's got fireworks coming out the top. Very busy tree, lots to look at. And I was teasing her, and I'm like, that's very visually stimulating, Mom. Like, wow, lots of visual noise. But my mom is having such a good time with it. And, you know, I think I've mentioned this, but I'll say it again. There have been so many times in my life that I never really felt comfortable leaving on my own. Like, if I was in a relationship, I thought that there would be major drug use, hence Scott, or major lying, cheating, and whores in my house, hence Ryan. So I never really felt for many years like I could do that. Every single time I went away, when I was in one of those relationships, it dominated my trip. Like, what are they doing? You know, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just dominated my thoughts. So this is one of the first trips where I am not going to be in a relationship. and I am not going to worry about what somebody else is doing, and I'm just going to go have a good time. If my mom wants me in the kitchen on Christmas Eve making Grinch cookies, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to put on that apron and make cookies. And I'm going to give my mom the Christmas that she absolutely wants and deserves, with all of her kids and grandchildren. And I'm also going to give AJ the Christmas that he wants and deserves. And I think it's going to be amazing. We did have to slightly change our dates. We were going to leave on Saturday, but we're pushing it to Sunday simply because Nemish, Brittany's boyfriend, graduates from the master's program at college, and she was going to miss it, and she seemed pretty upset. So we did what we could to help her out, and we'll be leaving Sunday instead of Saturday. Again, I don't really care. We also got the car switched out for a larger SUV. Thank you, Dawn. That was super nice. So we'll pick that up on Sunday morning, and then we'll take off. I still have Brittany to buy for, and AJ, and I think I'm pretty much done after those two. So AJ is starting to get concerned because, like, a lot of little gifts I had shipped at the house, like his keyboard and some of his other larger gifts, I'm just having shipped to my mom. So he's not seeing like boxes come in that has like what he thinks is his gifts. So he was starting to get concerned. I did explain to him that, you know, Mom is definitely not gonna forget your Christmas, and it's all going to Mama's house. And then once I get down to my mom's, I'll just wrap everything once I'm there. My mom's actually been hanging her forever lights, which I'm really happy that they're getting that done and out of the way, and they'll never have to be up on a ladder again doing that. She's super excited because, you know, you can do red, white, and blue if it's like the 4th of July or whatever. She's definitely getting everything ready. Yard decorations, home decorations, plans made for church, plans made for Grinch night. Like, she's definitely excited, and I am too. Like, I think it'd be a really good time. So it'd be me, Brittany, and AJ in the car, and going down. And then my sister would be there. Don's parents will be there. Don will be there. My sister's husband will be there. Maybe their kids, I'm not sure. But as I said, I've already got a tub together to kind of remember things I want to take. So there we go on that. Over the weekend, though, I did have a difficult, like, mom moment. So it's been a rough week for me, you guys, like, being sick and not enough hours in the day and lots of things going on with the cars, the Nissan and this one, and just lots of stressful things. And I was short this past weekend with AJ, and he was like, you yell at me every day. I didn't realize he felt that way, or even if I was, I don't think I was, but I did yell at him some Saturday and a little bit on Sunday, and it made me feel like total shit to hear him say that. And, you know, no matter if I was sick or stressed out or tired from being sick, they're really not excusable reasons to yell at AJ. So I promised him that I would work harder on not doing that. Like, I did explain, like, usually all moms yell at their kids from time to time. It just happens. Like, we're still humans. Sometimes that's the only way I really feel like I can grab his attention in a hurry. Like, there's no corporal punishment. He'll never have a whipping or anything like that. But yeah, I was a little snappy. So that broke my heart, and something that I definitely want to focus on and do better on. And the same goes with cussing. I'm trying my best to clean that up. Like, I want to live a better, healthier, more positive life. And in order to do that, I definitely need to clean up my language, control my thoughts better, not focus so much on outcomes, because half the time, you know, they are what they are. And focus on being better all the way around. And I've done so well at that, that I think working on not yelling and working on not cussing are things that will improve my life even more. And one thing about AJ, though, over the weekend, we're reading books, and his reading abilities are getting so much better. He can read his text messages, many of them, not all, but most. And he is writing so neat. He even wrote a little message for me on my little notepad here. Like, I'm so impressed by him, and the improvements that he's made in school. And I'm just thrilled. I did have to postpone a meeting for him till January because there's so many things going on. But I'm really, really impressed, proud, happy with how he's doing in school. He brought home 2 awards back to back. This past week, he slipped down a little bit on the spelling test, but that's probably more my fault than his, because I was sick. We didn't study as hard, but I'm so proud of him. And I signed him up for a new club at school. They have a new one. He's already in the Lego club. And then this one is like arts and crafts. He loves arts and crafts. So I'm doing that. I can't wait to get him in some sports. I think that will be monumental in his life, of building friendships, learning more about teamwork, getting energy out. I think it will be great for him. I know we could have done it all along with like T-ball through the Y or something like that. And we do swimming, but I think like track and field, something like that. I think once we get him into activities like that, it will be so good for him. I am still getting him a therapist. I will quickly touch on Ryan really fast. I don't want to make Ryan the topic of a lot of my videos. He will be a topic of that breakup video that I plan on making. I wish I would have known that Ryan was gonna have AJ for a couple hours this past weekend, and I would have cleaned up and made it real quick. I just don't want to record it where AJ can hear me. I wanted there to be good lighting. Like, there are things that are important to me for that video, because I hope that many people watch it, because what I'm gonna say in it helped me so much. But just quickly on the topic of Ryan, like, during the week he was pretty mopey, didn't have a lot of resources, didn't have a lot of food to hear him tell it. Didn't make car payments. I don't know why he is falling behind to the level that he is, but you know, he let me know that he was about to lose his storage. I thought about paying to get like some of the stuff out. My desk is in there, but I just bought a new one. His big TV, there's stuff in storage, like big TVs. But if I did that, I'd be even more connected to him in a different way, and I'm just not doing it. Everything was fine until my phone, I told my phone to call my cousin, and it called Ryan. I was in my car working on getting the Bluetooth set up last night, AJ was in bed. It was the perfect time to come down here or come downstairs and work on the car. I needed to learn a few things about the menu, get the clock set right, configure my phone to it, just lots of things. And when I was testing it out, it called Ryan. I wish to God it hadn't. I hung up really quickly after just telling him it was a test call, but that turned into, hey, let's have sex. And then when that was turned down, it turned into harassment, not just for me on my phone, but he started calling AJ's phone. AJ was well in bed. It was after 9 when I was doing this. And I find it really pathetic because, like, he came over on Sunday. I gave him a plate of turkey tetrazzini because he said he had no money. And I don't even remember exactly what he said in front of AJ, but he was like, I don't even know how I'm eating tomorrow, or something like that to AJ. And I'm like, dude, no. And so I hurried his ass out of the house. Sorry for cussing. I hurried him out of the house and told AJ, just don't pay attention to that. And then that started the phone calls, the text messages. Like, I've got him blocked on my phone. I got him blocked on AJ's phone. And I'm a little bit cold, you guys. I'm going to start the car. I'm a little, like, sorry about the beeping. I'm a little frustrated in that regard because I should be able to get a hold of him if I need to. Last week, he didn't pay his phone bill. He didn't even have a phone most days. Like, I just find it really sad and pathetic. But on that topic, I am looking for a therapist for AJ. I've already called a couple, and I'm waiting on a call back. But I think it might be important, just like his doctor recommended, having a good outlet to express his feelings and emotions and not let those be something that he bottles up for years to come and wrecks his life later. So that's something I'm going to take off work to make sure is done. Skip my lunch that day, whatever it has to be, I'm going to do that. So I'm still not tolerating him, and I'm not going to. I'm just not doing that. So it's really going to be a busy work week for me. I'm still closing out November. I'm not done. Hopefully we'll be done by tomorrow. And actually I'm still working in December as well. So this time I am working 2 months at the same time. Got to be very careful with that. My work party is on Friday, so that'll be fun. We'll work till about lunchtime, go to the party, and then we're done for the day. And the party's just up a few blocks from where I live, so that'll be nice. My boss, my female boss, is retiring, and she's coming up on the end of her time with us, and I'm gonna miss her. I'm happy for her. I really am. She deserves it. She isn't afraid of hard work. She can do any job in the building. A very, very detailed lady. And I have things that I'm trying to finish up at home. Not too many. I've gotten so much cleaned out. I want to work on the shelves in the bathroom, so I'm hoping to do that this weekend. They're long and skinny, and they make it hard because we just use the fronts of them, and then we toss stuff in the back, and it's just not organized. I'm going to find another way of making that work. I need to start the painting that I'm doing for my mom. I really need to start that like one night this week. It's a smaller painting, so hopefully it won't take too long. The following week is the weekend that we leave for Florida, so I'll be prepping all week for that. I'm hoping to bake a few cookies. If not, we'll just bake them at Mom's house. I'm going to be taking this car, parking it at Art's house. That is my ex-husband, Brittany and Jackson's father, in case you're new and don't know. I really just don't trust leaving it at the house. I think Ryan will have many up and down moments while we're gone, especially it being over Christmas. He's going to have some moments, you guys. There's no doubt about it. And I don't want him having access to the car. So I'm going to park it over there at Brittany's, and I know it'll be safe. And Brittany will take me to get the rental car and drop her car back off as well. So I wish to God Jackson was going with us. He did not put the time in to leave, so it's not happening, but I miss him. He is just finding his own way, and I'm trying to give the older kids the space that they need to grow and figure out themselves and their lives, and it's really hard sometimes. But lots of little things happening, and I'm just grateful for where I'm at and how I'm doing and the people that I have in my life. I have a house sitter that I trust deeply, and I have Laura, and she'll be looking after the birds and stuff, and I feel like only good things ahead. I don't know, honestly, and I'm going to mention him for a minute. I don't really know how Ryan got so dark. I think his life didn't work out the way he wanted, and he carries around such a dark energy. And you know, I really did live on eggshells for a while, and always scared if I like said the wrong thing, he would snap and not hurt me, but just be so negative with his words and just turn into a monster of sorts. And removing that from my life has been really, really healthy for me. And it took such a long time for me to get to that place, but I couldn't be more grateful that I'm there. I told him the other day, I said, I have no man, I have no master, I have no boss. I make the decisions, which means I'm accountable for everything, but that's okay, because I make the same amount of money as Ryan. He pays $400 a month in rent. I pay $1,200. I had a car payment that was a couple hundred a month plus my insurance. He has a car payment slightly higher than mine, but nonetheless, I pay for all the utilities. I pay for everything to do with AJ. Ryan pays the YMCA. And with his rent, a third of mine maybe, he still is struggling so badly. He's going to lose storage. He, you know, pays very little to live where he's at. And it's the difference of hard work. And this is what I told him in a message the other night. It's hard work. It's making sure that I'm getting 40 hours. It's making sure that the most important bills come out first. It's not making sure that I have money for beer and, you know, my vices. It's doing the right thing, and that's not always easy. And if I can do it at what I make and what my bills are, other people can as well. He can. He's a grown man. Like, any man should be able to support themselves and be, you know, a good citizen of their community. And so, you know, like I explained to him, he thinks that, you know, he's like, I don't just get free cars thrown at me. Well, first off, there's a lot more that went into that. The first thing that went into that was prayer. I don't want to get all gushy and start spewing God's stuff at anybody, but that's the first thing that went into this. Prayer. Prayer, because I was scared I was going to hurt myself, hurt my son, hurt others on the road. Like, I was scared. And then prayer wasn't all of it. It was research, seeing if there was any way that I could get some help. And then there was community, because the people in this community, from Firestone to the trustee's office to child support people to, you know, so many people in my community, to my boss loaning me his car, like one of his cars. All of that came together, and it wasn't because I sat there and said, I don't know what I'm going to do. It happened because I was proactive. I really believe prayer is where it started and where it ended. Like, if it wasn't for prayer, I'm not sure any of this would have happened. But it wasn't waiting on it. It was reaching out. And like I told him, you know, it doesn't hurt to try. Like, the trustee told me when I talked to him, Carrie was at my house on Wednesday, and she heard him, and he's like, you're exactly who we want to help in this community. You have a job, you're working full-time, you're paying your bills, you're not behind on your rent. Like, they do help people in those situations, but I was caught up with everything. I didn't owe electric, and, you know, had my utilities shut off, or 3 months behind on rent, because I made those things a priority. The car had to go on the back burner, and David at the trustee's office understood, like, it never hurts to reach out, no matter what you need. If AJ needed coats or something that I could not provide, I would have reached out for help in my community. I'm a taxpayer. Like, I pay my taxes and I pay my bills. And it took so long for me to get here. I never believed, from the moment I married Art, my first husband, to right now, that I could do it on my own. And I feel so sorry that I told myself that, because I think happiness would have started way sooner, because I would have been doing it on my own. And you know, I get asked quite a bit in Instagram messages through family and friends if I'm lonely. Well, Keisha must be getting lonely. Brian, I have to be dating somebody. But the truth is, this is the first time I've been alone, not in a committed relationship of any kind, except with my children and my family. And I really like it like this. I'm scared that something's going to happen and the other shoe's going to drop and everything's going to go belly up, and, you know, or maybe Mr. Wonderful walks in my life and I don't have this kind of time anymore, like, to myself. And I love it so much that I'm not, like, dating. I'm not interested in dating. I don't have, like, sexual desires to do any of that kind of stuff. Like, I am happy. I am content. I am letting my body heal. I'm letting my mind and my spirit heal. I am trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. It's definitely a work in progress, but we're going to get there. And I did want to talk about some current events. So let's get on to some more interesting stuff than just my life. Oh my goodness, the killing of the United CEO. I have so many different theories in my head on this case, you guys. Like, First off, the guy, the assassin, the gunman, beautiful in the smiling picture that they got of him. He seems to be doing very well with evading. For a while, I really believed that this went much deeper, like deep state, like much deeper than someone who lost their coverage or someone whose family member lost their coverage. I can't wait to see how it turns out. I mean, I feel terrible for the CFO, or CEO, excuse me, and his family. But everybody's bill comes due sooner or later. And I think if it's looked into, which it is, I think we'll find some more interesting details come to light. I think it's tragic, but I think it's interesting, and I think it's interesting that so many internet sleuths are like, nope, we're not helping. We understand. We're not helping. We know about people losing coverages, and we know about the rates being astronomical. We know about how the healthcare system in the United States is, and, you know, it is what it is. Many people feel that way. The Princess of Wales came out for Together at Christmas. She was beautiful. I loved her bow right here, her red coat, her McQueen skirt. Like, I think that is a rewear. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I watched it on YouTube, enjoyed it, loved seeing her and the kids. I wish King Charles would have been there, but I love it, and I love seeing anybody in church this time of year. It just makes me happy. Notre Dame, speaking of churches, you know, it had the big fire in 2019. Took 5 years to get it restored. It reopened. They had the reopening ceremony where so many dignitaries, William, the French president, Macron, I say it wrong. Macaroons. That's how I think of it. But his wife Bridget was there. Trump was there. The Bidens were there. Notre Dame is so beautiful. Laura actually watched some of that with me on Saturday. No, was it Sunday morning? Sunday morning. I think it was Sunday. I think. And oh, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. And then, well, before then, actually, Sabrina and Barry. So, holy moly, this was a good one. And Shallon XO, Shallon Lester on YouTube. I really like her, and I was enjoying listening to her takedown on this. And, you know, oh, I love Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's adorable. I think she's over-sexualized, but whatever, everybody else is. But I love her music, and I love Shallon's take on it. If you haven't watched it, it's kind of ornery, and all Shallon's videos are, you know, kind of ornery, but don't watch it with the kids in the room. But it was good, and it's like, why never date the ugly guy? Definitely some lessons for me in that as well. Jay-Z being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. I wish I could tell you, raise your hands if you're surprised. Anybody surprised? Obviously, he says he's innocent. These are alleged, and there was no criminal charges, just a civil case. Obviously, it could be somebody, you know, trying to, you know, shake him down for money. But there are so many things that are coming to light. Me Too was just eye-opening for so many. And I have a feeling there's going to be many, many more people. I'm not surprised. I do love Jay-Z's music. Not love it, but there's quite a bit of it. Some older music that I like. But we'll see how that goes. Daniel Penny, before I came to lunch, was found not guilty on his charges. The manslaughter was dropped. They had the negligent homicide, I believe. And he was found not guilty. He's the one that put the gentleman in the chokehold on the subway. The gentleman had schizophrenia. He was homeless, hungry, scared. And I wished that there would have been a way that prevented him from dying. I'm not against, you know, like a man restraining somebody who is scaring women and children and other people on, you know, the subway or on a train or a bus. I'm not against that. But should that have been a life sentence? I don't know. I kind of feel like it shouldn't have been, but that also doesn't necessarily mean Daniel Penny did anything wrong. So there you go. There are some of my current affairs that I wanted to talk about. We'll talk more about them. I do have some vlog footage on my phone, on my camera. I'm going to see what I can put together in the next couple of days. But, you know, once I get behind, I really don't like to go try to get all that together and then catch up. So we might just catch up from here and go on. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this very long weekly update. I wanted to take time and say hi. I'll show you more about the car and all that later. I probably will post this on YouTube probably tomorrow. But I love you guys, and it means so much that you're here. It means so much that you care and that you leave comments and that you're here. So thank you. I love you guys. Happy holidays. I'll see you very soon. Bye.